Alrighty. So this is a bit of an experiment on our part. I don't particularly rely on live streams, but we just decided to try something. My friend Ross here suggested an idea, and I'll pass it over to him so that he can tell you exactly what we are doing here.
Hi, my name's Ross. I'm another James Bond fan. I've done a thing with Steven before in terms of I was on the GoldenEye live stream when we were watching GoldenEye. And basically I found this and I suggested to him, hey, you have done like a ranked villains and henchmen and all that stuff, but then I saw this and I'm like, hey, why don't we do a tier list thing where we go through like pretty much most of the James Bond villains, both the main bad guys of the movie and their henchmen. And of course, seeing this, it's quite a bit of an extensive list, and some of them are just like well, some of these we won't talk too much about because there's not really much to say. I mean, there's like 4 images of people at that Spectre meeting in Spectre, basically at the table where Jinx, gouges the guy's eyes out with the nails, which was pretty brutal. But they're there, so I'm just like, well, I don't know who these people are, so we're not really going to talk much about them. And Steven also pointed out in when he was talking about Thunderball's villains of just like, yeah, there's like 5 named henchmen working for Largo, and most of them are just generic bad guys that Bond easily kills.
So, with that out of the way, shall we get started? We will go film by film chronologically.
It's organized by film. Though Casino Royale 1967 is not on there, though Never Say Never Again is.
All right. Well, I'll just let my pride down because that's been a big thing with me. Is I try to include both of those films. Partly just to piss people off, but also because I do think that they have some things that either are on the same level or are better than some of the official films. Not all the stuff, because both Casino Royale 67 and Never Say Never Again are amongst my bottom 5 Bond films. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Never Say Never Again is one of the... honestly, I still have not fully seen that the whole way through. I've only seen like chunks of it. I haven't seen it gone through a whole full watch through. And I should also give a warning. Some of these you're going to be having to help me like point out who some of these people are, because it's been quite a few years since I saw some of these. Like some of the henchmen in Diamonds Are Forever. I'm like, okay, I remember Bambi and Thumper. That one's pretty obvious to remember.
Well, Diamonds Are Forever will actually be fortuitous. That is the film I have probably re-seen the most often in the last 3 years.
All right.
Yeah,
we're doing this on my screen, but as you can see, we have them organized. Normally, it's S, A, B, C, D, and F, and I added in the "Why are you here? Not a villain, nothing to say." There will be quite a few in that.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, anyways.
Right. So let's get started with Dr. No.
Yep.
With your disregard for human life, you must be working for the East.
East, west, just points of the compass, each as stupid as the other.
And started off with him and Dr. No himself, Joseph Wiseman, in 1962.
That to me is A tier. Not quite S tier.
He's not in the movie long enough for him to be an S tier, but Joseph Wiseman, even just that scene with Strangways, when Strangways like comes into the room and then Dr. No's chewing him out and all that stuff, the intimidation factor is up there.
That's not Strangways. That's not the guy's name. That's Professor Dent.
Dent. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, no, Dent has Strangways killed. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, mixed that up.
I was going to say Strangways is out of the movie in like the first 5 minutes.
That's true. But anyways, and what more can we say? There's another thing we can say about Dr. No. The guy is willing to fight, as opposed to say some of these other Bond villains. He actually does get into a fist fight with Bond, and he has the fake hands.
Yeah, and Joseph Wiseman, he's having to set the template of what a Bond villain is supposed to be. He only shows up in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but man, he makes an impression. It just doesn't feel quite fair to put him in S tier because. Yeah, you can make an impression in 15 minutes. I mean, look at Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. But when you're competing with someone like, not to give too much away, but Goldfinger, who's throughout the entire movie and makes just as big of an impression, if not more so, I kind of feel like he should be in A tier.
Yep, I would agree with her too. I will say there's one thing I kind of wish they incorporated from the novel. The whole he has his heart born on the wrong side of the chest or something, on the opposite side than it normally is. That would have been kind of something.
It's interesting in dialogue, but they couldn't have really done anything with that in the movie unless Bond shot him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but maybe in the future, because I'm sure Dr. No will not just stay the villain of that film. I'm sure at some point, if we live long enough, things will be rebooted enough. He'll show back up.
I declare war on Goldfinger.
Oh gosh, no, not in that way. No.
And why keep up? Mr. Smith and Wesson. And you've had your 6.
Moving on to Professor Dent.
Oh, and just to clarify, we're not going to organize these guys in terms of like, oh, this one, when we put them in the respective tier list, we're not going to put them, we're just going to keep them by film. Because that would be too much, I fear. Because it's like, oh, shoot, who do we put in?
Because it takes me a couple of days just doing, like, the ranking list of, like, 25 or 50 people because, like, I want to sit on it. I want to think about it. So I'm not doing that for 200 and some odd people.
Yep. Okay, so now we move on to Professor Dent. Do we give him maybe also give him a B at least, because he is quite memorable in some ways, especially how he gets killed.
He is memorable, I'll give you that. And the thing I've always liked about Dr. No as a film is that it's a little bit more thematically rich than some of the other. Like, most of the characters play a purpose. They contribute to this idea of Dr. No being the oppressive king. And Professor Dent's the biggest manifestation of that. So I would say, yeah, B tier ought to be okay.
Yeah. Of course, obviously, his actor will continue playing a bit of a role in this series, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a naughty little habit. Listening at keyholes.
I wasn't listening. I was looking for those files. Anything that can't be found, I get the blame.
All right, now we've got, I'm forgetting her name.
Miss Tarot.
Miss Tarot.
The thing I'll give her is that her scene with Bond at her house is one of the sexiest scenes in the series. Like, I really like their connection with each other. But it's another one of those, like, Dr. No as a film doesn't actually give any individual villain that much screen time. It's just kind of like a chain. We go up to Dr. No, and so everybody gets their time, and then once that scene is over, we kind of move on.
We haven't really figured out the formula yet. We were just getting off the ground with this one.
Mm-hmm. And so I would put Miss Tarot in a C tier. She's definitely not the worst, but she's also not strong enough for me to put her in the upper tiers.
I can't really think much more of her on that one.
Yes, you must.
Okay, now next on, we got the 3 blind mice. I say give these guys C because A, they did their jobs well to begin with. At the beginning, they were pretty coordinated when they were taking out.
They did actually do their assignment, which you can't say for every Bond villain.
And their deaths were pretty memorable, and gives Bond, I think, his first quip, his kill quip. I think they were on their way to a funeral.
I think you're right on that. I can live with that, yeah.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Jones, talk fast before your friend doubles back. Who are you working for?
And now we got the chauffeur. Honestly, it's not much to say about him.
There isn't.
I'd give him a D because he does. He's like one because he's loyal. I'll give him that. He freaking takes a cyanide capsule.
Yeah,
but
and you know he did actually try to fight Bond, which I got to give him props for trying. Yeah, I would probably have gone with an F tier, but you do make a point. I'll put him in D tier.
Why do you want another picture of me?
Because I only got your hat at the airport. Tell this ape to let me go.
But why do you want a picture at all?
Because that's the way I earn my living.
Okay, this one.
The photographer, also D tier.
Yeah, I don't. What much to say other than she's very attractive looking, I guess.
Well, the main thing that I like about her is kind of the same thing with the chauffeur, is that either out of pure loyalty or fear to her boss, because for the villains, that's the same thing. She refuses to give in.
Yeah, I would say that.
I'm Sister Rose. This is Sister Lily. We're here to make your stay as pleasant as possible.
That's really most kind of you.
Okay, now here we definitely have cases where we can just probably skip these two.
Yeah, Sister Rose, Sister Lily. You could put them in bottom tier. I don't care.
Yeah, because it's just like there's nothing to say about them. They're just running the spa, basically. Dr. No Spa, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, they're characters in the book, but they don't really do all that much there either.
Okay, now we move on to From Russia with Love, and I'm pretty sure this one was buried a little
That
further
one
down.
is in Thunderball and should remain in Thunderball.
Oh, that is that not Bond?
No, that is Jacques Bouvard.
Oh, shoot. Okay, wait, let me see.
Yeah, that's the cross-dressing guy. So put him in front of Largo. Put him in front of Largo.
I thought that was the guy wearing the Bond mask before Red Grant kills him at the start.
Nope.
Okay.
I warn you, we do not tolerate failure number 3. You know the penalty.
Yes. Number 1.
So
all right, well,
now we have Blofeld.
we have From Russia with Love / Thunderball Blofeld, which is Anthony Dawson.
I'm saving more of my full thoughts on Blofeld until I get to the point of doing an actual video on it. But I think the series started off doing Blofeld very well and then got worse after a point.
Yeah.
But the unseen Blofeld, I think, is fantastic for both of his films. So
do we put that maybe in an S then?
I think he's our first S tier. He kind of has to be.
And he's quite infamous because this is the case of a lot of stuff later on would take influence of the whole faceless overboss, basically, of the organization, constantly stroking the cat. You know, we got Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Or Giovanni in the Pokemon anime for a little while was very much a case of they were keeping him in the shadows, and he's petting that Persian of his.
Yeah, I'm usually not one to give somebody a top spot just for iconography. And I know some people have tried to call me out on that, calling me an idiot, calling me a millennial stooge, whatever, for not doing that. But the thing is like, there has to be a reason beyond the iconicism. You know, the eye patch for Largo is cool, but so what?
Yes.
Whereas with the stroking the cat, there is a reason why that's cool. Because it serves as a avatar for us to not see the villain and to just have him be so calm and collected, focusing on something else while he's doing these dastardly deeds. That is cool.
Who did the voice? Because it was
Eric Holman is the actor's name.
Okay. It's kind of a pity we couldn't have kept that going, I guess.
Yeah. But you know, you have to show the monster at some point, and you only live twice because it was going to be Connery's last one at the time. That kind of seemed like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
And then you have had the 3 lovers.
What is the purpose of such an intimate question?
You are not here to ask questions. You forget to whom you're speaking.
Okay, so that's obviously Rosa Klebb.
Rosa Klebb.
Oh, I want to put her in S as well. She was pretty good.
I know, but I'm the downer on that one just because, like,
I know.
Yes, she's good, but like there are so many other villains I enjoy more that I think are more menacing. And
that scene she has with Tanya, though, that when she's briefing her, when she's very intimidating there.
Oh, sure, absolutely. She's just competing with too many other great villains throughout here. And since we're also counting like henchmen and whatnot, she has to play double duty and try to compete against them. And it just, I'll live with her in S tier because this is an amalgamation between our both of our thoughts.
Oh,
A tier, excuse me.
I was just like, we were going to put her back into S tier? Okay.
No. I don't think she's quite S tier material. I get that she's influential with a lot of people. But like when I take a step back and just look at the film itself and how she's used, she is really good. She's not quite S tier good.
Yeah, no, I I fully get that one for sure. So, yep. And of course, still very infamous, the shoe knife and all that stuff. And then just one of the first.
It's not even her gadget, but but she gets remembered for it.
Yep.
Kronstein, you are sure this plan is foolproof?
Yes, it is. Because I have anticipated every possible variation of counter move.
Okay, now this is one I like to have a lot of talk about. Kronstein. Oh, who's that actress? Who says?
Creepy Kronstein.
I forget. He's also
Vladik Shabal. That's his name.
He's also in the Casino Royale parody. He's also in The Apple, if you remember that movie, the Golan Globus one of the.
I can't say that I do.
I've seen that with riff tracks, but it's just like, holy crap, that's Kronstein.
Yep. No, Kronstein. I felt very bad about leaving him off the villains ranking, and in retrospect, he should have been on there. So I just did a very small addendum to the henchman ranking video to put him there, but he really is co-main villain of that movie because it is his plan.
He's a B villain, but I just love like the slimy charm he has. It's just like how the absolute ego of the man. That's something I absolutely love. He's just like, he plays like he's like in complete control for every second, like he's playing chess and all that stuff. Even when the whole plan falls apart, he's quickly pointing out, just like, well, my plan was perfect. You're the one that failed, Kleb.
Right. If they would just do what I told them to do, everything would have gone fine.
Yeah, but they weren't counting on one thing. They weren't dealing with Bond.
Who's Bond compared with Kronstein?
And then he gets shivved.
Yep. Nope.
How many seconds did that take to kill him, by the way?
Was it 12 seconds, and they got to work on a faster Venom.
Yeah, that's terrifying to think of. It's just like, 14 seconds? Damn.
My orders are to kill you and deliver the lecter. How I do it's my business.
All right.
Next, this one's
Grant S tier. I do not want to field any discussion on him. He's so perfect to me.
Robert Shaw just absolutely plays it perfect. They have never gotten better than him when it comes to basically the tall blonde muscle.
Correct.
True, probably the closest threat that Bond has to somebody overpowering him and easily killing him. Grant had him. He had him at his freaking feet and all that stuff, and just greed kind of got a little too much. But even Grant was still like, okay, he was going to probably steal the money out of it, but also it was definitely a case of just like, well, I can just take the money still, but it's just like, yeah, better to know where it is. And then he just didn't account for the talcum powder, the tear gas.
Which, like, how do you account for that?
I know. Really, Bond got lucky on that one.
No, I absolutely agree. We have had several darker side of Bond villains, and we've gotten ones that have nearly rivaled Red Grant to me, but I have yet to come across one that I think truly does it better.
No,
and I realize I'm saying that because as I'm saying that, my two favorite films above From Russia with Love are Casino Royale from 2006 and GoldenEye, both of which have the darker side of Bond characters. I still think Red Grant is better than both of them.
Yeah, it's not hard to argue about that one. Again, this is another element from the book. He kills when there's like the full moon, basically. Wasn't that from the book? Again, wish we could have incorporated that because that was kind of a neat little trick, but I get it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fine.
I hope our work here meets with your approval.
Training is useful, but there is no substitute for experience.
I agree. We use live targets as well.
Okay, now we got
Morenzi.
Morenzi, played by
Walter Gotell.
Walter Gotell, who would later be. I'm going to quickly check.
Who's later going to be General Gogol. And yeah, if he's on the list, we'll talk about him eventually.
Oh, there he is.
Morenzi, I wouldn't quite put in F tier because he actually does do something in the film.
I would put him as a D because you kind of forget he's even there, other than he's the one that stabs Kronstein.
Like half the time when I'm watching the movie, I forget that he's the one leading the boats at the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Now that I see, now I'm seeing that scene in my head. It's like, oh yeah, that is him.
That's him. That's how he dies. So that's where I'd put him.
Yep.
Where is he now?
At the lake. Bring him to my office, will you?
Take me to the lake.
Okay, I don't even know who these next two guys are.
Okay, this first guy is on Spectre Island.
I know. Well, I know that. I recognize
Yeah,
that.
and he has the really badly dubbed line at the lake when he's clearly saying like at the pool. He has nothing to him. So you can put him in last tier. You can put him in F tier. I don't care.
I'm just gonna put him in F tier because there's not much. There's nothing to there is nothing to say, but at the very least we can.
Okay, I'm gonna put him on the same pegging as I do Sister Rose and Sister Lily, so because it's the same thing to me.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we're gonna get many in the F tier. I think there's definitely one off the top of our head that we could definitely think of that would be F for sure.
Sure. But F tier might be same quality as the bottom tier, but F tier is going to be like this is clearly a villain, clearly belongs on the list sort of guys.
Yeah.
Take a look. You should remember him. This man kills for pleasure.
Nice face.
All right. And so now we get to Krylenko.
Which one was the Bulgarian assassin? The one that
That's him.
Oh, wait, who's the guy next to him?
Well, also a Bulgarian. But Krylenko is a Bulgarian. They mentioned that in the film.
Yeah,
and,
this guy's trained to kill.
He's the guy who gets killed climbing out of the movie poster.
Yeah, she should have kept her mouth shut.
He also leads the assault on the gypsy camp.
The Romani, let's call it Romani.
The Romani, yes, that is true.
We're not share here.
No.
We
like,
heard it from the
I know
people
the difference between the two. I just haven't gotten it quite in my lexicon to switch it out. But yes, it is the Romani camp.
D. Do we want to say D?
I would put at least C because he did lead the assault on that camp.
That's true.
He didn't succeed in getting Karam Bey, but he's at least that he's an effective killer who kills for pleasure.
Yeah.
So, and of course his death scene is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So yeah I'm going C tier.
Okay, now one of his fellow Bulgarians that I don't even think we got a name out of. If they did, I don't remember it.
He just tails Bond for the first half and then dies in St. Sophia's mosque.
Oh yeah, that's right. Grant kills him.
Yep.
Nothing to say, maybe, or what do you think?
Because I don't know that he does anything wrong. He just gets killed as part of the thing, but he also doesn't have a character, so I can't even put him in D tier.
Nothing to say. Let's just put him here.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Ben's Russian security man.
Come on, never mind.
And I don't even know who this guy is. I don't even remember yet.
Burns. Benz. He's at the same table with Krylenko when Karam Bey and Bond are spying, but he's also the guy that jumps on the train to go after Tanya and Bond. And when Karam Bey goes into the compartment, he's the guy that he's sitting with before they both end up dead later.
Oh, shoot. Should we just put him in F because he's the one that killed Karam Bey?
He did not kill Karam Bey. Red Grant killed Karam Bey.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget. I keep forgetting that.
No. He's another. So, like, I technically did have something to say because I had to remind you who he was. But he's another. If you want to put him in F tier, I'm fine with that.
Nah, let's just. Not. Why are you here, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Goldfinger, he's the man.
Okay, now we move on to Goldfinger.
Yes, Goldfinger, the film that I can't say anything mean about, otherwise people will kill me. So this first guy, his name is Kapungo.
I say he's C just because of his death is so infamous. Getting electrocuted in the bathtub.
I'd go D tier because that's the only thing he has going for him.
Yeah, and of course, Bond's pun of shocking, absolutely shocking.
Yep,
No, what would be
fantastic.
shocking is you not making a pun.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fantastic. I agree.
Oh,
Forgive me.
why do you always wear that thing?
I have a slight inferiority complex.
And
Bonita.
the girl with the most mirror-like eyes, because Bond can literally see the other guy coming up behind him through her iris.
Yeah, it's yep. I'd have to go the same place. Yep.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Okay, we're not even gonna just wait on that one.
Don't. We all know Goldfinger belongs in S tier, and for good reason. And I would also say the same thing of his henchmen.
Oh, you must excuse our job, Mr. Bond. He's an admirable manservant, but mute. He's not a very good caddy.
Oh yeah, Goldfinger and Oddjob.
Oddjob has to be top tier.
They're just so infamous. Goldfinger is quite literally the gold standard when it comes to the main Bond villain, usually, because it just, and especially considering how much of the movie we spend with him.
Yeah, it's not just his performance that I like.
I do wish.
That. There's also the dubbing, which I'm really impressed with.
Who's the actor though that plays
Gert
Goldfinger?
Frobe.
Gert Frobe. I kind of wish they used his original voice, because I can't. It's just a shame he can't really speak much English.
Yeah, and when they did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, they were able to, I think, use his actual voice. But that's like 4 years later. Yeah. Maybe he's got some training. But Michael Collins really did a fantastic job. There's a great interview out there on YouTube with him talking about that role, and I'd recommend people watch it.
He's also in The Longest Day with Connery. No, yeah, with Connery and oh shoot, where is he? Oh yeah, Stromberg's actor.
The main reason I put Goldfinger in S tier is because I think his plan is ingenious.
Much better than it was in the book.
Yes, it was.
Because Bond does point it out. The logistics are insane.
The book would have been really silly to adapt that way. Just doing a big robbery, because there's no way it would work. But Bond effectively calls that out, and that's actually one of my very favorite scenes in Goldfinger.
Who said anything about taking out
Bond
gold?
Thinks he's got this all figured out, and Goldfinger just simply says, "Whoever said anything about removing the gold?"
Of course, I just recently rewatched that Dominic Noble, when he was talking about like the difference between the Goldfinger book and the Goldfinger movie, and he was pointing out that like the whole plan is kind of also pointless, because okay, the gold gets nuked. Who's to say that the United States government mentions that? That whole plan falls apart when
No, there are plenty of them, but like if you accept just the gold standard being used in currency for some time, because that really was part of how the economy was calculating its inflation or whatnot. I don't know that it would have done as much damage as Goldfinger says, but it would have impacted the economy at the time. I don't know that nuking Fort Knox now would do anything.
That's true.
But, again, we're talking 60 years ago.
That's true.
I'm willing to, and it's one of those things that, like, if you inject too much of real life stuff in it, you're being the fun police.
That's true. But there's not much more to say about Goldfinger other than he's probably the most famous James Bond villain, if not behind Blofeld.
He's right next to Blofeld, and for good reason.
Yep. And then, of course,
find me a more effective, efficient henchman. There's not a lot all around.
No, he's got a. I mean, he's practically a walking tank, even despite his short stature. Professor,
which is not that short.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the actor. I forget a lot of.
Harold Cicada.
Yeah, wasn't he Professor Cicada or something? Or was that?
I don't know if he was an actual professor. I know they found him because he was a Hawaiian-based wrestler.
Yeah, and he doesn't say a word. That's also one of those. Yeah, that's one of those infamous, and of course the bowler hat's infamous, and then of course basically his death is just like man, what
his death is fantastic.
It's crazy of just like that's the because like he's practically invincible. You could probably put a few bullets in him and he'd still be going. If Bond
I always thought Craig was the Bond that would most likely come out of a fight. He always seemed to me the most brawler-like of the group. I think even Craig would have a problem taking out Oddjob. That's
dude took a freaking gold bar to the chest and just shrugged it off.
And it's just like, I'm not moving.
It's like, is that the best you got?
Yep. All right, so moving on.
The guy that tranquilizes Bond when he's about to get his brain lasered off.
Just no, he doesn't do anything.
It would be wiser to suspend your other activities.
Now, Mr. Ling, please assure your principals Operation Grand Slam will have my undivided attention.
We got Burt Kwok as
Ling.
Ling.
He does belong on the list.
D, because it's funny how he gets taken out because Goldfinger pulls out a gold revolver.
He just turns around and shoots him. And
Mr. Goldfinger, Mr. Goldfinger.
He is this essential component to that plan because he's the one that got the bomb into.
I prefer to call it an atomic device.
Nuclear fission. So, yep, I'd agree with that.
Well, dress rehearsal went like a dream, Skipper.
Okay, next, Pussy Galore's Flying Circus. Do we even need to say much? Put him as D because at least that's something infamous, at least.
Yeah, they're all interchangeable, but they do one job, and they did do it, even if they didn't realize the gas had been switched.
Yep.
Miley, can I do something for you, Mr. Bond?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
We got Goldfinger's
Miley.
His flight stewardess.
Yeah.
Not really much.
I don't even know if I want to put her in D tier.
I don't even want to put her in F. I don't want to put her in F though because it's not like
she's an accomplice to the villain, so she's technically a villain.
But there's not much to say. I mean, she's literally just. Heck, she might not even know much of the plans. She might have just been told by Goldfinger, "Hey, you being the flight attendant."
Who's to say she's part of the plan? She's just there on the private jet. That's it.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe she isn't even a villain. She could just be guilty by association.
Yeah. All she was told was just keep an eye on this guy, make sure he doesn't do anything.
Which is fair enough.
We'll be landing in Baltimore, our port of entry into the United States, in 55 minutes.
All right. The pilot, yep. Also, why are you here?
Yep. I can't. Oh. Okay. This one's going to be kind of one of those weird ones where it's just like...
Marta Kremens is the name I found for this woman.
We're talking about some old granny wielding an MP40 like she's freaking Rambo.
I mean, it's really, really funny.
B, got to be a B at least.
Oh, no, I can't compromise my principles about that.
Okay, where do you want to put
funny image. The most I will go is C tier. But,
okay, fine.
But if I was doing this by myself, she'd be in D tier because it's the same thing as Bonita and as Capongo, as Morenzi. She's just got the one thing.
Crazy granny with a machine gun.
Because it's funny.
Yep.
I've heard enough. Let him. If you have no objection, I'll take my money now.
What's the matter, Solo? Too big for you to handle?
Okay, Mr. Solo.
Mr. Solo.
D, I guess.
D, yeah.
I mean,
he's the only one of the gangsters that like
was
anybody kind of cares about.
Yeah, he actually was kind of the smartest one. He just didn't realize, oh shoot, I'm being taken out by that.
Yeah, he was gonna die anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much to say other than honestly that the crushed car and all that stuff. Why is that thing not dripping blood?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we couldn't be able to get away with that one. Maybe if it was License to Kill.
Maybe.
Goldfinger, I made a delivery. Where is my money?
I made a delivery too.
You all made the deliveries we contracted for.
And you owe me $1 million.
I owe each of you $1 million.
Okay, and now we got these two we put together.
Which
two of the other gangsters?
They might have a name, but I haven't done my very expansive henchman ranked part 2 list,
I would have to
gonna do that, by the way.
I would have to rewatch the scene because Goldfinger does name them off. Name some of the guys off.
He does give a name to a couple of them.
Yeah, but I don't. There's nothing to say about these guys other than just like, oh, we talk like stereotypical gangsters.
They were part of Goldfinger's plan because they each brought in something to help with the plan. But they've got no character. They're there to be killed.
So I that's why I put like nothing to say really.
Mm-hmm.
So he strikes like thunderball.
I've come to offer my sincere condolences.
Okay, Jacques Bouvard. Honestly,
Bob Simmons, by the way.
Yes, Bob Simmons. Which, you know, sometimes I do give a little bit of a bump because the actors is such an important part in the franchise, and it's nice that they actually get a role. But I don't know. There's nothing there. But he definitely belongs on a villains list if you're doing a full complete one.
I would say
he might be my first effer.
Oh, really?
I don't have any justification to put him above D tier at most. But this is between the two of us. If you want to argue him for D tier or higher, make your case.
D in the fact that he had a decent fight with Bond. He does it while wearing a dress.
True,
but also just the fact that Bond knows that he wasn't his wife. And also because he opens his own car door. What's next? They're gonna want to drive.
It's not a woman; it's a man, baby. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll live with you.
That was just silly.
You wish to put the evil eye on me, huh? We have a way to deal with that where I come from.
Well, you may hex me. Let's see what it does for the cards.
Okay. Now we move on to Emilio Largo.
Another one that's like Rosa Klebb in that, like, I get why people like him, but I also don't think he's nearly as good as people argue. But
I would almost suggest he goes into a D tier almost.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that low.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of part of my argument. It was just like, do I want to put him as D? Because there's not really much to say about him other than he's just there's no like reverse.
But look who we
side of Bond. But
look who we've put in C tier, and he goes above them. So I'd be going B tier.
Okay, I think B tier works. He's definitely.
I won't put him any higher than that.
He's definitely a downgrade compared to much of the major villains from the previous films.
Yeah. In fact, of the first 5 Connery Bond films, he's my least favorite main villain of the bunch.
I fully agree with that one. We will get to talking about Diamonds Are Forever for sure, but
that's why I said the first 5.
Oh, first 5. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about Diamonds.
I was about to say when we get there, don't let me forget.
Yeah.
When the time is right, he will be killed. Poe! I shall kill him.
Okay. And then the next one, of course, is Fiona Volpe. She's an automatic S tier for me.
Oh.
I love Fiona Volpe so much.
Okay. I'll agree with you on that one, because definitely the first true femme fatale we got in this, she straight up calls out Bond's crap in terms of the whole make love to a woman, and then she's like on the side of good because of his can I swear here?
I mean, you already have.
His magic wang.
Yeah. No. Fiona Volpe is absolutely wonderful. And I think she casts such a shadow for the series that there's a character coming up here pretty quickly that I think is quite a downgrade from her, but we'll get to her later.
I have to say it is a pity she's not in the movie longer.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Also, her death is kind of just not as...
I like her death.
I like her death too, but it's just like I feel like someone like her should have gone out a little more boisterous, I guess. Instead of just simply Bond quickly turning and then having her take a bullet.
I also kind of like that because she was supposed to be subverting expectations, I guess. I don't know how many people watched Thunderball and thought that, yeah, Bond bangs her, she goes over to the side of good. So she subverts that. So it makes weirdly poetic sense to me that she also just gets a quick death like that, rather than going out full flower.
Do you mind my friend rests here? She's just dead.
I love that line.
That is so cruel.
Thunderball is the funniest of the Connery films, like intentionally funny.
Yeah.
Mr. Bond, Count Lippe.
Oh, you're not taking her away already, are you? She's the only joy in this dreary place.
I see you've discovered that too.
Okay, so now we go on to Count Lippe.
No, this is Miss. Let's see. Yes, it is Count Lippe. The next one's Mr. Angelo.
Yeah.
Lippe. Oh,
C
or D. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. He was doing his job for the most part at times, but
and then Fiona kills him.
Yeah, but because of freaking like he didn't have a tighter control on Antonio, which is just like what the heck. It's like one plan, you had one job and you nearly blew it already.
Well, okay, so the only reason I might be convinced to go D tier is because he gets stuck in a sauna.
Oh,
that's pretty embarrassing.
Okay, he's got to be D then.
Yeah, he's not F tier because he actually is a little bit more efficient than that, but
not enough. $100,000 is not enough.
What are you trying to say?
I changed my mind.
So Mr. Angelo, okay, he's crucial to the Thunderball operation because he's the one that actually steals the plane, and you know, putting his neck out on the line like that, getting plastic surgery and whatnot, having the voice lessons, he's got to be at least C tier, right?
And then, of course, he also is perfect villain territory because he gets greedy.
Yep.
He wants more money.
Yeah. So he's got to be at least C tier.
No, I fully agree. C tier in the fact that he does his job and also has that interesting quirk where he tries to bite off more than he can chew and not realizing, yeah, you don't screw with Spectre. If we come to agreement, you don't try to change the agreement or you end up dead, which is what happens. He gets his air hose cut and by Largo.
For you? Of course. Vargas does not drink, does not smoke, does not make love. What do you do, Vargas?
All right. Vargas.
Coolest death in the entire movie.
But
they had the quote about it. Yeah, I know. What do? You don't have sex. You don't drink. You don't what or whatever.
You just need to get a life.
It's just it's just the way he looks because like half his face is like, I think he looked like he had half a stroke on part of his face or something.
Right.
And then of course Bond kills him with the harpoon gun, which like a total badass.
Yeah, his death is the only reason I'd keep him out of F tier.
Yep.
Hold that. No, must have hit him with a propeller. Let's get back into Largo.
Okay, so this is Mr. Yanni
on the Disco Volante.
Yeah, and
looks like
there's nothing to him.
Do we want to put him on nothing to say or F?
I'd be fine with either.
Well, he plays a little bit more of a role than say some of these other people, so I guess
he's the first F tier. All right. Okay. This other guy, his name is Quist.
He's the one that gets fed to the sharks, right?
Yes.
You let them get the best of you.
Yeah. He's a guy that actually fails at his job. So
D because he gets fed by sharks at least. He has a memorable death.
With that. If I give Vargas D tier because he has a cool death, I guess I have to let Quist have the same thing.
Because the other guy, I don't even remember how he dies.
Yanni? Does he have an on-screen death? I don't know.
Was he with the team that was manning the part of the Disco Volante that breaks off and then gets hit by the destroyer shell?
I mean, he very well could be. I'd have to go back and, but that's the problem with trying to remember the end of Thunderball because there's so much quick cutting there.
Oh gosh,
I even made it
the green screen when the ship is like constantly.
Oh yeah, but I even make a joke there that at one point during the fight, there's a guy that comes up with alcohol to serve to everybody, and he's coming up and he's not heard this fight.
Hey guys, mission accomplished, right? Who wants ship it? Wait, what the hell's going on?
Exactly. I'm like, what is that guy doing there? So who knows? I can't even just like, I'd have to freeze frame the film to be able to figure out who dies in the last few minutes.
You only live twice, or so it seems.
Shall we move on to You Only Live Twice?
I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld. They told me you were assassinated in Hong Kong.
Yes, this is my second life.
You only live twice, Mr. Bond.
Yep, and there's not much to say. Donald Pleasance is Blofeld.
Correct.
The quite infamous.
Yeah.
At least in the fact that he's definitely the influence of Dr. Evil.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's Donald Pleasance. The guy is a legendary actor.
The guy's wonderful. I've seen him in a few other things. I still think I stand by Telly Savalas is my favorite Blofeld, but like, there's nothing wrong with Pleasance.
No.
If you want to argue he's the best, I will not argue against you. That's great.
No, I can't argue with that either. But like I said, we'll get to that in a second. But Donald Pleasance, he definitely fills the role in that the previous Blofeld did beforehand of just like constantly sitting in the chair, stroking the cat. He does that perfectly well, you know. And but also his intimidation factor is still up there, you know. Kill Bond, you know, and then he freaking feeds what's her name to the piranhas. It's just like, oh shoot, yes, he's still
Helga Brandt, who is coming up here in a minute.
Yeah, he still plays quite an intimidation, that's for sure.
Oh yes, he does.
Me? I never take any risks.
You forgive me for saying so, but I think you are taking one now.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next guy, Mr. Osato. Most I'll give is C tier.
Same. There's not even much to say about him other than just he keeps showing up and just somehow
he's fine, but he's not great.
No. And of course, it is quite stupid that Blofeld just, you know, points the gun at Bond and then turns to shoot him because it's just like, oh yeah, we need some way to make it look like Bond's about to die, but then it's just like Blofeld decides, no, you know what? Now's a better time for me to kill this guy that keeps failing me.
Yep.
Leave him to me now, wait in there. And shut the door. I've got you now.
Well, enjoy yourself.
Okay, Helga Brandt. She's the first example that I have of just, it's the next film after Fiona Volpe, and you basically do the same kind of character.
Do we want to say C on her for as well?
No, I will put her in B tier.
Okay.
Yeah, because
it's a hard act to follow. That's
as a henchman, she's not all that great. As a Bond girl, particularly of Connery, I actually think she's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's true. But again, we're following up. She's basically just doing what we did beforehand with Fiona Volpe. It's just like, how are you going to beat that? Like Fiona Volpe, just I don't know. It was just like how it's like lightning struck with her.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to do it again, it didn't work here.
Which is the very problem with the next guy on the list.
Hans? You will see that my piranha fish get very hungry.
Which I think calling myself infamous might be too presumptuous at this point, but I do not like this character. Hans.
It call me funny, but the way he like Blofeld leans to Hans and all that stuff is like, are you two dating?
You do have to wonder, right?
That would have been kind of a funny little detail of just like, oh yeah, by the way, Blofeld's gay. It's just like,
I actually would buy that. I'd totally buy.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Possibility. Particularly because like the main woman that he runs around with is Irma Bunt. They are a deranged couple in the books, but
no, of course. We'll talk about her for sure.
Yeah, no, Hans
F maybe.
I would put him in F because he fails the job he was given. He's not particularly an efficient guy. He just stands there and like holds the key at one point.
And then gets fed to the piranhas, which again, kind of cool death, but nah, that doesn't.
I think Helga Brandt did it better, and the way that Connery just kind of uses his strength against him, to like his momentum against him to throw him in. That's very judo in fight sensibility. It's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on that.
Please come in, Mr. Fisher. Mr. Osato is expecting you.
Thank you.
You are 3.5 minutes early. Please be seated.
Okay, so now these next three guys, I don't even remember these guys. Well, other than one of them's Burt Kwok again.
Yeah, no. This guy was watching Bond on the cameras in Ozada's office. There's nothing to him. So put him in that final tier.
Check secondary guidance.
Launch time is now T minus 90 minutes and counting.
Astronauts to launching pad.
Burt Kwok's character. They bring him back, and he's just running the intercom.
Announcer. What about it?
Yell cheese it into the PA.
Yeah.
Nothing to say about him, other than it's Burt Kwok.
Yep.
Because if there was more to say about him, we'd put him in F.
Right.
But I don't want to do that to Burt Kwok.
No. A guy who shows up in 3 different Bond films, you gotta give him a little bit of cred to keep him out of F tier.
Hey, at least he had much more influence in the Pink Panther movies.
Good evening.
Okay, so this next guy, the only real notable feature with him is his fight and the fact that he's The Rock's grandfather.
Oh, shoot!
On his mother's side.
Dang.
Yeah, so that's got to put him... I might be persuaded to go C tier, but
I go
honestly,
D.
my knee jerk says D.
D in the fact that it's The Rock's grandfather. That's all I'll give him.
Okay, if you don't like The Rock, I can see how that would peg him down.
Well, I point that out because there's another henchman later that will be under that same category of just like there's nothing to say about him, but there's like maybe it's the person who plays him is like there's something to say.
Yeah. Okay.
If my demands are not met, I shall proceed with the systematic extinction of whole species of cereals and livestock all over the world.
Telly Savalas as Blofeld.
Honor Majesty's Secret Service now. Telly Savalas as Blofeld. Dude is the reason that influenced Clancy Brown and the look of Lex Luthor in the DC animated universe.
Mm-hmm.
How can you argue about that? And Telly Savalas is the most intimidating Blofeld because this is the guy that looks like he can strangle you.
That's the main thing I like about Telly Savalas is that I buy him equally as the facilitator of Spectre. I also buy him as his own enforcer. He gets on skis to go after Bond. Tell me any of the other Blofelds that would do that.
No, not Pleasance, not Charles Gray, not Waltz or Max von Sydow.
Yeah, no. So he's an S tier for me.
And his plan is absolutely terrific.
Oh, yeah. Probably right next to Goldfinger, I would say Majesty's has one of the most ingenious villain schemes.
Just absolutely, biological warfare, like absolutely like killing plants and animals to basically like really F with the world.
Yeah, and eventually it becomes total sterility, which in the book, they start from the plants and animals and it will eventually make its way to the human population. And I think that's the idea in the film too. Fleming takes so much from World War II and kind of lived in it as the glory days of Britain. So it does not surprise me.
Which is kind of weird because like what was he doing during the war? His whole thing was more or less like keeping an eye on.
He was secretary to Admiral Godfrey, and so was involved in planning a whole lot of operations. He didn't see much field combat,
as opposed to say Christopher Lee.
Right. his cousin. No, Ian Fleming was much more of an administrator, and
we might never know, but it's probably safe to assume that Christopher Lee did in fact murder Nazis with his bare hands.
Well, the thing he always said about that is, can you keep a secret? So can I.
Yeah, that's just like, okay, I'm just going to assume this man just, my gosh, those Dos Equis commercials, Christopher Lee was the truly most interesting man in the world.
Oh, yeah. But we will get to him in a few films.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I'll be glad to get my feet on the ground.
Not ground. Eyes.
Irma Bunt, also
S.
for me, S tier.
S, and it is a pity she could not come back because tragically her actress passed away before the movie even came out.
But see, the thing to me, well, okay, so she actually passed away a couple of days after the film premiered.
Oh, I'm sorry, I get that.
So
back.
she had a chance to see the finished film. But here's the thing. We're no strangers to recasting prominent roles by this point.
No, we did. We already did this with Blofeld.
We did it in the Connery films, and we did it here for Majesty's with Bond. So I don't think her actress dying is a good enough excuse for her not to show back up in the next film. No. My theory is that because of the more lukewarm reception of Majesty's, Cubby and Harry weren't quite sure how they wanted to incorporate that film going forward, so they just kind of ignored it for a bit.
Yeah, basically On Her Majesty's Secret Service is kind of like its own thing, and when Connery comes back, it's more that they go with the opinion that this is actually more following a sequel to You Only Live Twice than Majesty's.
Yeah, which, to bring back the Pink Panther illusion, you know, the Alan Arkin Inspector Clouseau movie, it's smack dab in between A Shot in the Dark and Return of the Pink Panther, and you can jump over Inspector Clouseau and not miss a thing.
No, you really can't, and even Alan Arkin admitted that.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther, take Sir Hilary to Dr. Fontaine.
Ja, Fräulein.
All right, so the other two people from Majesty's, I think his name is Gunther.
I think,
or
yeah.
Gunther?
Tracy waves the beer bottle, the champagne bottle at him. I believe that one.
Yeah.
And doesn't he die with that freaking? What was the heck?
He
Was
gets
that?
Smashed into the wall into some sort of weird art decoration that I've never been able to figure out why.
I know.
Pick one of the lower tiers. I'd be okay with him. Don't put him above D tier.
Yeah. And this other guy, I don't even remember.
That's the lawyer that Bond infiltrates into his office. Gumbald.
Is there much to say or just F?
Yeah, there's not much to say about him because he doesn't really. He's important to Blofeld's plan because he's the one investigating the heraldry claim, and he represents Blofeld in that way. But like, his actor doesn't get to say anything in the film. It makes for a great suspense scene when Bond infiltrates the office, but that has nothing to do with him.
Diamonds are forever.
All right. So Diamonds. There's a lot of people from Diamonds.
Yeah, no kidding.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Is there something I can do for you?
First, we start off with the woman that Bond strangles with her bra. Right? I remember that.
Yeah,
right?
No, it is. I'm just trying to think. Like, is there anything else to her?
D.
Even that might be too generous.
Okay, fine. Nothing to say. Because she's
just a link in the pipeline. I don't even know if she technically counts as a villain.
No.
Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in. I'm delighted to meet you, Miss Case. I'd so dreaded the prospect of making this tedious journey alone.
Okay, now here we go.
Charles just jumped to the left. Gray.
It's just a jump to the left.
Mm-hmm.
He was good as he's also good as Mycroft in that 80s Sherlock series.
Really not a great Blofeld, but I will argue two things for him. I do have a lot of fun watching him, even if it's sometimes just the craziness of it. And his scene with Bond in the penthouse is where he feels the most intimidating. I really like that scene.
And smart too.
Yeah, but Yeah, he's not my favorite Blofeld either. He will never be.
No.
I wouldn't put him quite in D tier because I personally don't hate diamonds like some people do.
I would put him in C because it is Charles Gray, and he looks like he's having fun.
He is a major villain. He actually does accomplish a good chunk of his plans. I mean, he literally poses as a guy who's been missing for 5 years anyway and efficiently runs the business. It's got to count for something.
I'm sure Blofeld was enjoying eating those Jimmy Dean sausages.
I'm sure he was.
Again, just to quickly mention Jimmy Dean, fun role there. That was fun.
Oh yeah, he is.
If at first you don't succeed, Mr. Kidd, try again, Mr. Wynn.
Okay, Mr. Wynn and Mr. Kidd.
They've got to be at least A tier.
Oh, come on. Let's. There's no other thing. Also, as the fact of the matter is, next week I'll get to meet Tom Warburton, the creator of Codename Kids Next Door. These two will play an influence for Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib in Codename Kids Next Door, which I'm like, I learned that when I was watching Diamonds Are Forever. Like, wait, why do these two seem familiar? And I look it up. Son of a gun.
Yep. But these guys are just so much fun in the movie.
Oh my gosh, yes. They're ending though. Their deaths. Which I forget which one is which, but which one's the one that gets flipped over?
Mr. Wint is the one that gets flipped over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and Kid's the one that's lit on fire, which he has a good way of dying. That one's horrifying. Wint, on the other hand, that one's just kind of weird, and
it is a little weird, but but Diamonds is such a campy film. I kind of enjoy it for what it is, but it's a serious. Yeah.
We didn't get the real diamond, so we need Tree alive.
That's most annoying.
Okay. Bert Saxby. Oh my gosh. Talk about a waste of an actor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bert Saxby was played. This was actually the freaking final role of Bruce Cabot.
Mm-hmm. And I mentioned this in my Dissecting Bond review, but if you don't know who Bruce Cabot is, you have obviously never seen the original King Kong. But this guy played in so many films. That's actually not his original name. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Etienne de Pellissier Bujac Jr. Yeah, there's a reason they switched it to something more marketable. But yeah, Bruce Cabot, oh, man, a waste of an actor.
Do I even want to put him in F? Because it's just like I feel like he deserves an F because they wasted him.
I wouldn't quite put him in F, but he would be on the lower rung in the D tier to me.
Still, again, ending is pretty funny. Bert Saxby, tell him he's fired.
And Connery gives one of the great double takes of cinema. Great. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's been fired from life.
Yes.
Let me see. You are
Professor Dr. Metz. Our shields are fine. Now get out.
Okay, Professor Dr. Metz.
That doesn't even sound right.
Except that's how he introduces himself.
I know.
Professor Dr. Metz.
It just sounds arrogant, but
right. Oh, gosh.
D.
Probably,
not much to say about him.
Like, there's nothing really wrong with him.
He's not even really much of a villain. He's mostly tricked
no.
By
he's double crossed by Blofeld, or intentionally deceived because he thought that they were trying to go for nuclear disarmament by holding the world hostage. Because that seems like a natural way to go about that.
Well-intentioned extremist,
I guess.
That's what you would call. That's what TV tropes would call well-intentioned extremist. But Blofeld's just doing it to basically just friggin' money.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning D tier as well. Man, we're getting a lot of D tier and why are we even here villains? But
there's no point. I mean, that's what happens when you got like so many people on here. You knew that was coming. You had to assume.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Next movie, we're gonna have a ton, but we're gonna have a ton here.
Yeah, but we'll get there.
D.
Okay.
Mr. Franks, there's a message for you at Passport Control. That door over there. You can park your car outside.
Thank you.
Peter Franks.
Gotta be C.
I almost would say B because he has a pretty good fight with Connery in the elevator.
His fight with Connery is one of my favorites. Does he have enough of a part for me to justify him in B tier? I might be okay with that, but just
nah. I take it back.
Yeah, I'm going with C.
He's not in it long enough, but again, his fight
But
is memorable. That definitely is.
I just want to clarify to people, just because his picture comes after Blofeld doesn't mean that I would put him under Blofeld in this film.
We're going by film. We're going by film.
Yeah. Okay. So who's the next one?
Bambi and Thumper. Do we put him as B just of the insanity?
Yeah, I would. I don't think that they're actually good enough characters to deserve their memorability in that film. But given that they're one of the most fun parts of that film, and Diamonds is a film that's often ridiculed, that's got to count for something. So yeah, I would give them at least B tier.
I would make the joke of like, hey, if that's how I die, man.
My problem with the fight, it's not particularly well put together. It's not even that long of a fight. I think the Peter Franks fight is longer.
Yeah, I don't.
And
part of me kind of feels like
that
you were running out of
Connery-
time and budget at that point.
Yeah, the way that Connery subdues them has always bugged me. Just him putting his
Drowning
hands out of the pool and then pushing them down. That's all he does. That's always bugged me.
You dirty double-crossing limey think those goddamn diamonds are phonies.
Now, don't tell me. You're St. Peter?
Okay, I don't even remember any of these people.
Okay, so this guy is Shady Tree. He shows up first in the mortuary, and then he's the stand-up comedian that Winton Kid kill. He had a bigger part in the book. But, you know, I tell you, trying to find Willard White is like trying to find a nun and a virgin in a maternity ward. That's that guy.
And man, need to workshop that.
Yeah. But, you know, he's not going to take critics. He hasn't changed his act in 40 years.
Hey, he's playing in Vegas. I guess that's something.
That's something. D.
Yeah.
Mr. Franks, I'm Morton Slumber. Please accept my heartfelt condolences at this most difficult hour.
Okay, who's this guy?
Okay, this guy is Morton Slumber. He's the head of the mortuary.
Diamonds is like the one is like one of the few that I have not seen. I've seen only like once or twice. I'll be honest.
Yeah. No.
So, I don't know what to say about him. I'm sorry.
No, I don't have anything to say about him.
The letter U is for umbrella. We take it lest it rain.
The Julie Andrews of crime. Mrs. Whistler, I think is her name.
All I know is when you just said that, now I'm just remembering the Moriarty of crime, and now I'm just thinking of Idris Elba and Cats. You jerk. Why did you have to do
Because
that
I
to me?
live to remind people that worse films do exist than the major franchise films everybody says is the worst film ever made.
Even yeah, people say Rise of Skywalker is the worst movie ever. It's like Cats came out at the same time, and that is way worse.
No, I promise you. You know, I haven't gotten to the sequel films yet, but when I get to Rise of Skywalker, I am planning on having a portion of that video where I'm going to show people the amount of films I would still rather watch Rise of Skywalker over.
Oh,
and it's going to be
totally.
a fairly long list. It is not the worst film ever made. It's not a good film. It is not a good film.
There's a lot of problems.
There's a
with it.
lot of worse films.
But yeah. But anyways, back to
Yeah, Mrs. Whistler. Another D.
All right. Not much to say.
Naturally, the security measures tend to ensure that loyalty, as do the extensive amenities and social services we provide.
The Dr. Tynan. F.
He's the one that's getting the diamonds out of the guy's mouth in South Africa, right?
Yeah. So he dies when the scorpion gets put down his back. Like, I know why they didn't go with the other version that they shot, which would have had them stick the scorpion in the mouth. I would have liked that way better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
a film that needs edge.
I feel like they suggested that to that guy, and he was just like, "No, please God, no."
No, I think there is actually footage of that exists because I have memory of it. So if you go to the Inside Diamonds Are Forever documentary, I think you can see it.
I have to assume they were feeding him like a rubber, look, this is a rubber toy. This is a rubber toy. Don't worry, it's not a real scorpion. Just act like it is.
He did not attend the Michelle Pfeiffer School of Acting of putting live animals into his mouth.
Oh my God. I really wish we got more Tim Burton Batmans because that was awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm currently in a Batman mood. We can talk about it later.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Dr. Tynan sent us.
Why didn't he come himself?
He was taken sick, bitten by the bug.
All right,
okay.
This guy.
Okay.
His helicopter blows up.
So I don't know if he actually gets a name, but when Wint and Kid meet with Dr. Tynan, they say Joe couldn't make it tonight. So I assume this is Joe. And they just beat him to the rendezvous point. That's my justification for why I'm going to give him that name. I'd also put him in F because he does the same thing.
Yeah. Except his helicopter blows up and Mr. Wint and Mr. Kid have a little laugh about it and then walk away holding hands.
Yep. It's a great scene.
Okay.
I don't
now we move on.
care for anybody else in it.
Say, live and let die.
Now we move on to one of the best movies with one of the best soundtracks because we got the closest we got to a Beatles reunion with Live and Let Die, baby. The film that has almost nothing to do with the book and the fact that all this was Harry and Cubby basically like, hey, blaxploitation is the big thing. Why don't we do our own blaxploitation movie starring James Bond?
Yes, but I don't care. Live and Let Die is so much fun.
Don't pull the pin out. The air in here is found enough already.
Somehow I never thought of you as a poor loser. I was hoping you would join me to a drink to the future. Oh, Miss Solitaire used to know all about the future.
And
Yaphet Kotto.
I have said multiple times, Live and Let Die is up there with GoldenEye and Goldfinger as having the best cast of villains. There's going to be a couple here that, of course, we'll have to put in the lower tier, but like, I remember who all of them are.
Kananga, do we put him as an A one at least?
At least A. Yaphet Kotto is so much fun in that role.
I love Yaphet Kotto. I watch a lot of episodes. I've watched a lot of Homicide: Life on the Street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got to be at least A.
And Kananga's got a great plan. He's again. We got to give props to the villains when they have really good plans, and Kananga's got one of the most brilliant ones of basically just completely cornering
edge out everybody in the market. It's great
for heroin. Or wait, was it heroin or opioid?
Yeah, no, it's heroin, because he's basically just going to flood the streets with free heroin and get everybody to.
It's kind of weird. Like every decade had its own. Like for much of the recent decades, they had their own specific drug. Like the '80s was definitely the cocaine decade.
Right. Baron Samedi.
S. S.
I'm going to go with that. Yep. He's great. Wonderful.
The ending of just him at the front of the train is so memorable.
It's great.
And this guy is not being killed. He just I don't know how he pulls it off. Part of me kind of thinks, oh shoot, is he actually the true Baron Samedi? He might actually be. We've stumbled into supernatural territory.
I think it's a kind of, I said Batman was on the mind. I think it's a Batman Begins Ra's al Ghul situation where he just gets a whole bunch of body doubles. And that's how he survives. But it adds to his mystique, and I love it.
Oh yeah, and of course, Jeffrey Holder.
Jeffrey Holder.
He had such charm.
Oh,
good morning.
A beautiful day.
He was just absolutely. He was just absolutely perfect. I don't know what other movies he's been in. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Jeffrey Holder's been in quite a few things because he's primarily a dancer. And did a whole lot of choreography that way. He's a Trinidadian American guy. So, like, he did The Wiz, the original Broadway production of that. He was a dancer for the Metropolitan Ballet Opera. So he's done a few things.
He didn't make it in the movie, though.
He's in Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's in Rex Harrison's Dr. Dolittle. He's in Annie. He's in quite a few things.
Yeah,
but his most memorable, of course, is being the pitchman for 7-Up.
Sorry, Baron Samedi.
Yeah,
you play second fiddle to 7-Up.
Yep. Not even my favorite lemon lime soda.
Okay.
This is the part I like best. Feeding time.
I suspect the highlight of the tour.
Okay, now we move on to Teehee.
Julian Harris. He's got to be at least an A tier.
A, definitely A.
Yeah,
he just doesn't have. He has almost the close memorability as obviously as Baron Samedi, but it's just Samedi's there. That's the problem. If Baron Samedi wasn't there, he'd be S, I think.
Yeah, I think of him as the principal henchman of the film because he's actually working with Dr. Kananga. Baron Samedi, I can't tell you if he's actually working with Kananga the whole film,
or just he's just using it.
Yeah, he could be. But yeah, Teehee, absolutely wonderful.
And of course, very infamous gimmick with his freaking claw hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, he just looks like he's having fun every freaking second of the movie.
And if you hear that actor talk about it, yes, he did. All right.
I imagine most people working on Live and Let Die were having fun, except for maybe the guy that had to run over the crocodiles, because like one round slip and I'm definitely losing a limb.
Well, Roger got kidney stones, so that wasn't fun. But yeah, Live and Let Die, just a film I really enjoy.
Oh yeah, that's no doubt about that.
Bond ripped off one of our boats. He's headed for the Irish Bayou. The man that gets him stays alive. Now move, you man!
Okay, I forget this guy's name.
I don't know that he actually has a name, but I know who he is.
He keeps showing up, but I don't remember how he dies or if he even does.
No, he does die. He's the last guy to get killed in the boat chase.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, he hijacks the boat.
Yeah, he hijacks the boat, so he's got to be at least C.
I thought that was another. Wait, you said C?
I'd say he's at least C.
Yeah,
he doesn't die as much as Peter Franks.
I'm sorry, I forget. I thought there was another guy that stole the boat. But it's like no. It's been a while since I watched Live and Let Die.
Yeah, no, he's the guy that first gets arrested by Sheriff Pepper. Then he takes off and steals Sheriff Pepper's brother's boat.
Yeah, brother-in-law, I think.
Brother-in-law, Billy Bob.
Yeah, the other guys see that a black man is driving the boat, and they're just like, "Boy, your sister's progressive."
Right.
Your champagne, sir.
What was that?
Your champagne.
Put it on the table, thanks.
Okay, Whisper.
Very infamous. I mean, very interesting role, at least. The fact that
he doesn't actually do all that much in the film, but like he is one of the more memorable ones who's not Samedi and Teehee. So yeah, I put him in C tier.
I put him in C,
and he actually survives this film.
Yeah, I don't recall it. He gets
other
blown
than
off
Samedi.
the couch.
He's the only villain from Live and Let Die that I can be sure of that survives the film.
Yeah, because last we saw him was Kananga used that air gun on the couch and he gets blown off it.
No. So he tries to warn Kananga when Bond escapes, and he gets kicked back into the canister. That's the last we see of him.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, he does get kicked around a lot.
Okay.
But you couldn't. You wouldn't. Not after what we just done.
I certainly wouldn't have killed you before.
Rosie Carver. All right. I have never particularly loved this character.
No, I can see the problem with her.
I don't particularly find her entertaining or whatnot. The thing is that I think she had the potential to be one of the best villainesses in the series. But she's there to serve a plot function, and it's not even a particularly interesting role to play. So
no. It's her acting. Her acting at times, especially when like right before she dies and all that stuff, it's like, ooh.
Nothing against Gloria Hendry. She's actually hosted a Bond documentary that I liked. Okay, but I know some people would say she's got to be at least in C tier. I got to go D.
I can't. It's just a pity that they freaking have her revealed as working for Kananga so early. It would have been great if she went through almost the whole movie and then it turns out, you know. And,
yeah, she needed more to do.
Because we'll talk about this one from the Brosnan era later, but the Brosnan one, it was quite clear very early on. It's like, oh yeah, she's probably a double agent or something.
Yeah.
Rosie, on the other hand, there was
I put her in D.
Yeah, Rosie, there was no way of knowing until right when Bond pulls the gun on her.
Well, it's even revealed just a minute before that when.
Oh yeah, that's right. They mentioned.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the tarot card, which not everybody in the audience is going to catch that means.
I did not catch that
no, because Bond needs to explain that in dialogue. Yeah. So.
Okay, this snake dude. I could have sworn this was also Baron. I could have sworn this was also Baron Samedi.
Nope. He's just a shaman for the ceremony. I'd put him in the why are you even here?
Yeah. He gets taken out by a friggin' huge ass hand cannon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember Moore's original weapon of choice was a dang hand cannon.
I love it. Just get him a good revolver.
Well, you just keep on the tail of that jukebox and there's an extra 20 in it for you.
Hey, man, for $20, I'll take you to a Ku Klux Klan cookout.
Okay, the taxi driver.
Taxi driver. Gotta be in the C tier.
Oh, come on. He's not a B1 to you?
I don't know you through Harlem. By him being that high, but he's so much fun. He's so much
fun. You through a Ku Klux Klan rally. Oh Lord, no, yeah, no, he is a riot. He's
okay. He and Whisper actually both survived that film.
Yeah, because I don't remember what happened.
Because he doesn't actually get killed.
No, he just kidnaps Bond and then we never see him again.
Mm-hmm. But hey, we got at least 2 scenes with him. Yeah. Any other film, we would have gotten just the one.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's sadly what we'll get with one later on down the list. That will be almost probably an S for being a one-scene wonder, but
we'll see. I think I know who you're talking about, but that won't be for a couple of actors. Okay.
He's tailing.
I got him in my sights.
The
why are we talking about the cashier woman at the voodoo shop? Fine.
Yeah, nothing to say. I'm sorry. She just reports in and that's it.
An assassin that's second to none. The man with the golden gun.
Okay, now on to the man with the golden gun, which again, I hate that Alice Cooper submitted his song a day late.
Hey.
Half. You get the rest later.
Yeah. Okay. This guy, he doesn't actually have a name in
I could have sworn
or Man with the Golden Gun, but I personally believe it's the same guy.
I could have sworn this is the same guy that played Mr. Solo.
No, it's not.
No.
The hat's throwing you off. And the fact that he just kind of has that wise guy thing going on. The actor's name is Mark Lawrence. I think for the fact that he's in 2 films, I'm kind of going... He's not an F tier. He might be upper end of D tier.
Yeah, I put him in the D tier because just like he clearly did his job. He does the job he was brought in for. He's supposed to be the first victim of the first victim we see of Scaramanga's Funhouse.
Yeah, because Nick Nack pretty much confirms that like he just brings in these guys to keep Scaramanga on his toes, and so this is just the first one we see.
And praying that one of them actually gets lucky and gets Scaramanga, because remember, Nick Nack gets the whole island if Scaramanga dies.
You work for peanuts. A hearty well done from Her Majesty the Queen and a pittance of a pension. Apart from that, we are the same. To us, Mr. Bond, we are the best.
So on that note, Scaramanga and Nick Nack, if you put them below S tier, we're going to have words.
Look, Christopher Lee as a villain almost all the time is a freaking S tier. There's no doubt about it. Christopher Lee as Scaramanga took that character from the novel and just made him so much more.
This is the thing I always make clear about Christopher Lee. Scaramanga does not get S tier because it's Christopher Lee. Scaramanga gets S tier because Christopher Lee owns that role. He makes it way more interesting than it is on the page, and it's not because he's given a good performance amongst mediocrity. It's a great villain performance.
There's no arguing about that for sure. Just absolutely. It is a pity that he's in one of the worst Bond films. That he's
not in, I don't hate Man with the Golden Gun, but it's not one of my favorites.
No,
and I think there are problems with the character that could justify somebody putting him in A tier, but I find that he's a villain that kind of surpasses those problems. He transcends the issue, and so he's an S tier villain for me.
And also completely, they butchered the character in GoldenEye Rogue Agent. He straight up says in the movie, "Science was never my strong suit."
Okay, I am so glad someone else had that same problem. That it always bugged me as a kid. I'm like, why is he the science guy? He shouldn't. That's not his thing.
Well, friggin' look at what they did to Pussy Galore in that game too. So come on. The less we say about the game, the better. But it's going to have to be said eventually.
At some point, I will get around to doing video game reviews, and I will have to cover GoldenEye Rogue Agent, and I will. I will give it my due diligence. I will tell you what I like about that game. It's probably going to be one of my least favorite.
It's another one of those occasions of, on paper, it sounded great. In execution, no.
No.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But you'll have to do better than that if you want to come into my money.
I get you yet, and I'll enjoy every see you leave me.
Be the death of me yet, Knick-Knack.
Okay, Knick-Knack to me is another S tier.
The pain.
I love Knick-Knack in that film. And it's primarily because his relationship with his villain is so unlike any other we see in the series.
They know. I mean, Scaramanga knows that Knick-Knack wants him dead.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a problem with that.
No.
I'm just like, wow, okay, this is fascinating. I wish you would do more with this.
This would have been kind of funny, though, if at some point Knick-Knack did try to just, you know what, forget it. Nobody else is doing it. I'll get Scaramanga when he's completely off guard because they'll never expect me to actually go through with it.
Yeah. I love these two dynamics so much.
Yeah, and just, what was the name of the actor again? I forget his name.
Hervé Villachet.
Yeah, that's it. Just memorable, just absolutely memorable. There's nothing much to say. It's just a pity that we got two of the greatest villains in the entire franchise, and they're just in one of the worst movies. It's just everything.
It's a weird inverse correlation. It doesn't fully work around the Moore era because, of course, there are good films in Roger's era that have good villains, but almost it's like the worse the film, the better the villain, and then vice versa. Because I think For Your Eyes Only and Spy Who Loved Me have some of the weakest Moore villains, but those are the best films. And then Golden Gun and View to a Kill are my two least favorite Moore films, but those have my two favorite Moore villains.
That is for sure. I can't wait till we're hitting View to a Kill. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, but we still have some more in Golden Gun to get through.
Are you suggesting I invest another $1 million to remove him?
That's up to you.
I will give it some thought.
Yeah, I don't remember any of. Well, okay, I remember the last one, but let's see. This guy.
I'll tell you these guys. So this guy, he's the co-lead villain of the film. High Fat.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate name, but
yeah, no, he's the one that Bond meets with the third nipple, and then he gets killed by Scaramanga in his office. But
yeah, I love how Scaramanga puts like the gun together. That is always cool because like the guy didn't even realize it until it was too late.
High
like,
Fat,
what the heck are you doing with your lighter there?
I've never liked the character that much. He's, I guess, fine, but the film is so schizophrenic and can't focus on a plot. Yeah, I'd put him in D tier.
Okay.
Shula.
This karate guy. Yeah.
I put him in C tier only because I don't feel right putting him in D tier. But like he's lower end of C tier because it doesn't actually do anything, but he's got such a memorable way of playing some of his suspiciousness of Bond through that fight. he's just more animated in the face, and he actually does kick Bond's butt, and Bond has to cheat to get out of the fight.
Right.
Here you will find only craftsmanship and quality. Mass production. Your water PPK, for instance, I leave to others.
And of course, the gunsmith.
Yes. Lazar.
One of the most evil moments of ever James Bond did. Just threatens to blow the guy's junk off. Or
I love that quip though. Speak or forever hold your peace. Oh my gosh. What a witty line.
Moore almost does the one thing that even Garrett Cartman says you do not do.
Mm-hmm. Lazar's got a... I like that scene.
But it's more for Moore.
Yeah, I like it more than Chula, but now I'm wondering if I put Chula too high. Oof.
Put him in C, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Because it is a more infamous moment, that's for sure.
Because I actually do remember him and like him.
Yeah.
That's Kra, maintenance and security. He looks after everything in here. Nick Nack does everything else when he isn't polishing the silver.
Okay, Kra? I'm trying to remember because
the guy that's basically
titles.
The guy that seems to be the only one that's actually working on the island. It's like, Scaramanga, don't you think you need at least maybe a few more people doing stuff here?
No, he handles everything in the. He handles the maintenance stuff, and Nick Nack handles everything else. That's all he needs.
That's true. That works.
To me, he's F.
Oh, okay. I can't.
Because freaking Mary Goodnight takes him out.
Yeah, and then freaking Mary Goodnight. But
we're not ranking the Bond girls.
No.
Half as good as you, baby, you're the best.
Okay, now we hit The Spy Who Loved Me and talk about the guy who probably could have been a decent James Bond.
I must go. I have to be in Austria tonight.
5 more minutes.
Michael Billington. Sergey, I think is his first name.
Maybe.
Yeah, I forget exactly what Gogol says, but he does actually have a name. I'm just forgetting what it is.
Give me 2 seconds to find that one out. You can just talk about him for a second while I look it up.
Yeah. So yeah, Michael Billington, as early as possibly Diamonds Are Forever or Majesty Secret Service, he had been considered a bunch. And he just decided to go ahead and take an actual role in this film because he thought, Bond's a film or two away from dying at this point. And with the previous film being Golden Gun, which did not strike audiences fancy like Live and Let Die did, it's kind of hard to argue with that.
Sergei Bazov.
Bazov, okay.
Yep. See, because he does play a major role in the film. I mean, he's the...
He does. He plays a major role after death. I'll give you that.
Because friggin' Anya was going to kill Bond for him.
Mm-hmm.
But James, I need you.
So does England.
Okay.
So she's just officially labeled as the cabin girl. The name I found, I think, was Martine Blouchard.
Yeah, she's the KGB operative. That's KGB
just left, over and out. There's nothing to her. She's just there to be banged.
Oh shoot, we might as well just.
Yeah, why is she even here?
Yeah.
Today's civilization as we know it is corrupt and decadent. Inevitably, it will destroy itself. I'm merely accelerating the process.
Okay. All right.
Stromberg. Oh,
Stromberg.
I feel bad about Stromberg whenever I think about him.
He has an intimidation factor. He does have some intimidation, but it's just like he's so underused, I feel.
Well, I don't know if he is underused because he's actually in quite a bit of the film. There's just nothing really to the guy to elevate him above standard issue villain. I mean, he's got the webbed hands, but that wasn't a makeup choice. That was the actor's actual hands. It just didn't work for the role.
And they didn't do much with it because probably out of respect, obviously. Because
he was very sensitive about that, and I think getting a mention of it in the film was more than I expected.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I wouldn't put him in F tier. No, he's better than that. Is he good enough to be in C tier? Maybe.
I say C. I would argue C.
Okay, yeah, I can live with that.
Every person who even comes into contact with that microfilm is to be eliminated.
Okay. Next one.
Jaws.
Yeah, obviously he belongs in a tier of himself. So, yep.
Yeah. I should have added another tier above it and just said Jaws.
No, it's okay. My only problems with him are really in Moonraker, and even then, they're not quite enough to completely destroy him for me.
Mm-hmm. What can you really say about Jaws? He's probably the most infamous henchman in James Bond, even more infamous than freaking Oddjob because of the teeth, because of the size, because of the fact he comes back into
I don't know that he's better necessarily. He's just the first one that comes to mind. But
dude freaking kills a shark with his teeth.
Yeah, no, he's not there because he's one of the most iconic. He's there because he deserves that status of iconic.
Heck, half the time, well, especially obviously more in For Your Eyes Only. I mean, not For Your Eyes Only. The Spy Who Loved Me. He was a genuine, like, freaking horror villain almost. He was like,
but he always had an element of fun about him, which balanced out.
We are a year before Halloween, which again, another great role from Donald Pleasance.
Yep, and then Moonraker just kind of really overcorrected that balance of fun and became inane.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to take him out of the S tier.
No, I mean I do kind of chuckle at like when the gondola, he's like that look on his face.
Yeah, it's not a gondola; it's just a powered boat. But yes, that moment, just oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where's Pekish? Pyramids! What a helpful chap.
Yeah. Okay, next. I joked about this when we were talking about when we were watching the Spider.
Yes.
The guy looks like Discount Don Rickles,
which I will never be able to unsee that. Okay, yeah, Sondor.
Didn't he have something? Milton Reed. He had something big.
I put him in C.
I could have sworn like he.
I don't know if Milton Reed did anything big, but he's like Burt Kwok in that he was in 2 other Bond films.
Yeah, one of Dr. No's guards in Dr. No, and then Mata Bond's doorman in Casino Royale.
Which I love that so much. Hey, Charlie, do you speak English? No. I don't even know if that's the right guy. I think I might be mixing it up. It's been a while since I've watched that movie. But he does open the door for David Niven when he goes in to watch his daughter dance.
I would put him in C. He has a pretty good way of going out. That's probably one of the coldest moments from Roger Moore when he just
it's iconic
the tie and he
for,
just falls
for a good reason. It's great.
Okay.
Actually, fun fact: Milton Reed was a contender to get the role of Oddjob.
I could possibly see that.
Oh yeah, he challenged Harold Sakata to a wrestling match, and since Milton Reed already appeared in Dr. No, the producers decided to go with Sakata rather than let them do the match. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure Milton would have lost that though. I feel like
maybe, but like yeah, he's kind of a beast of a guy.
What is it? I have to report, sir, a breakout by some of the prisoners. That is unfortunate, Captain.
Okay, here we have Sidney Taffer as the Laparis captain. He doesn't even have a name. He's called Laparis captain.
He definitely belongs on the list, but like, okay.
I say he's also a C tier because he's like, dude's loyal at least.
I don't know if I could put him in C tier. I would put him in D tier.
Okay, maybe D. Yeah, he kind of has one job and he fails miserably.
He does fail at that, but at least he's not one of the embarrassing fails.
No, that's true.
Okay.
Mr. Sterling,
Yes?
I'm Naomi. Mr. Stromberg sent me to collect you.
Next, Naomi.
Oh, I want to put
the C tier.
Oh, I want to put her in B, man, because she's just like she's just absolutely gorgeous, and then like the fact that she's flying the helicopter, she's straight up flirting with Roger while she's trying to kill him. That's just like, oh come on, that you can't put her anywhere but B at least.
No, I might agree with you there. I'd live with B. So, the next girl, her name is Kate. Actually,
I'm looking at the wiki, The Spy Who Loved Me. I don't see her image, and it doesn't say the cast.
No, she does have a name. When I did the secondary Bond girls video, I made a real effort to try to get everybody's name if they had one. And hers I found because her name is actually mentioned in the Spy Who Loved Me novelization. Same thing with the cabin girl from earlier. That's how I knew that. Why is she even here?
Yeah. I mean, she's the one that kind of kickstarts some of the plot because she steals the plans and all that stuff, and she has a very memorable death because the trap door and all that stuff, which is a full-on Chekhov's gun. Because,
it is.
But again, how does Bond know that the floor is about to come out on him?
Here's the thing: is that just a few films before, in Diamonds, he expected the same trick from Blofeld in that elevator. So, like, he's savvy to the rules of the genre. You don't stay in an elevator and expect the floor to be fine.
Mr. Calvert, my name is Bond. James Bond.
What of it?
So, next guy, Max Kalba.
Played by Werner Dorbchoff. If you are Scottish Lord, then I am Mickey Mouse.
Yep, I knew that.
D.
D, yeah.
There's not much to say about him other than, you know, one of the most scary moments from from Jaws, because corners him right in the freaking.
Excuse me, Major. I'll be back in a moment.
And again, you can say the same thing for the other guy too. For Fekish.
Yes, Aziz Fekesh. That said, he's lower end of D to me.
Yeah, no, there is not much to say other than, you know,
I almost would live having him an F because he fails his job of surviving.
But
he's a loose lips guy that basically you get him to talk before you can get to Kalba.
Yeah. That being said, though, the fact is he fails in surviving. Yeah, but look who he dies to. It's freaking Jaws.
True.
It's like being
why I'm okay with him being in D tier.
Yeah.
If I was doing this by myself, I'd have to have a real mental argument to get him out of F tier. But
where is Fekish?
You are very suspicious, Mr. Bond.
Oh, I find I live much longer that way.
Okay, is this the lady that I'm thinking of? Is she
that turns around that she gets used as a bullet shield?
No.
She also has a name, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head.
Oh no! Yeah, this is Felicia.
Yep, Felicia.
Oh yeah, now I remember because you pointed out there's a certain hotel woman also in The Spy Who Loved Me that's known for one thing we won't say here.
Yeah, but in any event, so yep, Felicia, D.
Yeah.
Or even I would even be okay with why is she even here, because she's just used as a bullet shield.
Yeah, that's it. This one was kind of whole. It's quite the path that Bond has to take. It's like, okay, meet with this woman, then you meet with Fekesh, then you meet with
Right. No, my main thing is that when I'm judging villains and henchmen and women and allies or whatnot, prominence does play a part to me. Prominence in the story, prominence in the film, what have you. It's a metric that makes sense to myself, but it's broad enough that I try to count just about everybody there. When I did the secondary Bond girls video, she had to count. But if I was doing a villain or henchman, I don't even know if I could qualify her as being a true part of those groups. Because I don't know if she's actually working for a villain. Max Calba's not a villain.
Like the Moonraker goes.
Okay, so there's that. So now we move on to Moonraker.
This is where we leave you, Mr. Bond. A little premature, isn't it?
Both of these two I'd put in the why are we talking about them, because there's nothing to talk about.
No, they try to kill Bond on the plane before the pre-title sequence, and
it's a great pre-title sequence. Don't get me wrong.
No, obviously, but
James Bond, you appear with the tedious inevitability of an unloved season.
I didn't think there were any seasons in space.
As far as you're concerned, only winter.
Okay, Hugo Drax. Tell me what you think about him, because I know where I'd put him.
I would kind of put him at A because of Michael Lonsdale is so good in the role, even though he is basically just Stromberg again. They just kind of copy paste Stromberg, but he's got
some of the best villain lines I've heard in a Bond film.
It's that voice and that tone. He's good at it.
You can do a monotone villain and it works, because there is a point where he does let his venom out, and I totally buy it. You have the tedious inevitability of an unloved season. You defy all my attempts to plan an amusing death for you. You have arrived at what's the thing he says? You have arrived at this most auspicious occasion, one of the few cultural landmarks that England has ever given us, afternoon tea. I would kill to be able to say those kinds of lines.
And he's able to get away with it because you're just freaking Michael Lonsdale's so good at the role.
Yep. See, I would put him in S tier, but because this is between the two of us, I think A tier is probably more fitting.
Yeah, I think I can't see that it because if he didn't have those quotes, he'd almost be there with Stromberg.
Maybe, but even then, I still buy more menace to him. I think his plan is better. At least it feels more thought out to me.
Yeah, Stromberg's plan was a decent one, but it's just like, well, okay, you destroy the world and all that stuff, and then but you didn't really set things in place to have people have the remains of society.
My big problem with Stromberg's plan is, how do you convince everybody to go along with you that survives the nuclear Armageddon? He didn't talk about getting everybody down into the underwater city and then surviving it out, which I think is supposed to be the idea, but it's not in the movie, so I'm not counting it.
Yeah.
Drax thinks ahead about this. We're going to repopulate the Earth using my own minions, sort of a thing, and we're going to ride this out in the space station. That's a step or two further than Stromberg, so I got to give him the edge there.
Look after Mr. Bond. See that some harm comes to him.
Anyways,
Chang.
Only really there just to get killed so we can reintroduce Jaws. There's not much to say to him.
I'm not going to put him in F tier because he does have the centrifuge scene and fighting scene, and he uncovers the treachery of Miss Dufour. So, he is an effective enough guy. I'm not sure. That sounds about right.
This exquisite bowl was fashioned about 1520, over 450 years ago.
Okay, let's see. Who is this lady? Museum guide.
Yes, the museum guide. So what?
Yeah.
And the same thing with the Temptress.
Blonde beauty, according to
what
Wiki.
about her?
Yeah.
The cable guy operating. What about him?
Yeah, we're getting to. I think we're getting to a point where somebody was just like they saw a bunch of people in the film and thought add him in, which is
You missed, Mr. Bond.
The guy that tries to snipe out Bond. What about him? He fails at the job. It's a cool moment.
I put him in F.
Yeah, because he fails it. It's not embarrassing fail, but it's still fail.
Yeah.
I do love that scene though. Despite me putting him in F tier, let me make that clear to everybody. That scene is one of my favorite moments in the film.
All right, and who the freak is this guy?
Okay, this guy.
Oh, this is the guy that comes out of the condo.
Yeah,
he has the knives and then
Yep. He does fail at his job, so I guess I technically have to put him in F tier. But it is.
I want to
such
give him
funny
a D.
gag to me.
I want to give him a D because it's just like, okay, the amount of planning that had to be. He had to order like a casket. I forget, somebody else said that. I think this may have been Cracked After Hours, maybe, or something that mentioned it. But he orders the casket. He has this whole mechanism.
He has this whole thing of the knives coming out. So
he must have trained for years, and then the moment his time has come,
he sets
he misses.
himself up for his own death. It's hysterical.
It's just so.
We really should put him in F tier, but it's just so funny.
It's D just because of the humor of it. It's just too funny.
It's so bizarre.
He just completely whips. Just he kills the gondola guy. You saw the oh!
Yep.
Well, he wasn't singing, but that's the joke.
I've looked forward to this moment, Mr. Bond. I intend to enjoy it to the full.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Bond.
D.
Not Blofeld because of Kevin. Because of Kevin McClory.
But I wouldn't mind being sold a delicatessen in stainless steel.
It's just the fact that this is how we
This is how we kill off Blofeld in the official series timeline the first time,
and just it's just I hate they couldn't work. I hate they couldn't work out a deal with Kevin McClure. I hate that they couldn't have just Cubby couldn't have just like, hey Kevin, why don't you just join with us, and give a hand.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The helicopter pilot.
He's one of the more useless pilots, so yeah, F tier.
Yeah, even Blofeld has nothing to say about him.
Walter PPK, standard issue, British Secret Service, license to kill or be killed.
Hector Gonzalez, he succeeds in his first job, and he dies by Melina.
I say D.
Yeah.
I have to say, Hector Gonzalez, though, he very much, I think, was probably was inspired by the book Scaramanga.
Yeah, because he is a Cuban hitman.
And not very attractive looking. Apologies to the actor, especially if that guy's still alive.
Well, yeah, but the book, I think I remember Paco Pistol Scaramanga is not supposed to be a particularly attractive guy either. So
yeah.
I think there might be some credence to that, but I doubt they intentionally made him to be the book Scaramanga. I just think that's a coincidence. Moving on.
His henchman.
What about him?
Yeah, not much to say about him.
That's the least of his offenses. Drugs, white slavery, contract murder. In the Greek underworld, he is known as the Dove. A very sick joke.
Okay. I hate to do this to freaking one Mr. Julian Glover.
Julian Glover, my gosh, I love you.
What a waste.
I don't like this villain. I don't like Christados.
He's not an F, but he does not. He doesn't get any higher.
Yeah.
He's just. It's so
There's
weak.
nothing. There's nothing to it.
No, it's. God, I don't know what it is about For Your Eyes Only that just had so many weak villains and all that stuff. It was crazy.
It's one of my two biggest problems with that film. I don't think any of the villains are good or like great.
No. And we've seen Julian Glover do better. Brief moment
He
in Star Wars,
did better just briefly in Empire.
General Maximilian Veers is absolutely great. Also, fun note: his son, Jamie Glover, reprises his role as his father in Battlefront 2 and Empire at War, and he's Darth. Oh, he's like the most infamous Darth in the Old Republic games.
Malgus.
Darth Malgus, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry to everybody that likes Christados.
No,
he's not quite my least favorite official villain, main villain in the series, but he's pretty close.
No, it's just there's not much to him. It's just like and it's really a shame because we know we've seen
he's good.
He's way better at the end of the decade when he's freaking Walter Donovan.
Yeah,
Last Crusade.
Right. Okay.
An enforcer in the Brussels underworld. He's being convicted of several particularly brutal murders. He escaped from Namur prison by strangling his psychiatrist.
Locke. Everybody crucifies me because I have actually seen Locke on top 10 henchmen of the series, and I try to be understanding where people are coming from. This guy, if you listen to his backstory that Bond shouts off during the Identigraph scene,
enforcer for the Brussels Mafia
backstory. I don't care for this villain.
I put him at C because he is the least effective. He was doing his job
with that. I'll live with that, but because he is to me the best villain of the movie.
Oh,
I don't like him that much.
I will deliver it and return with the money.
The voice of the KGB. Our agreement was to meet in a place designated by me.
And now we definitely knew where this guy was going to end up from the very start when we were seeing
freaking Kriegler.
F.
He's an F to me. His death is
embarrassing,
really embarrassing, and
he gets distracted for 2 seconds, and then Bond knocks him out the window.
Yeah, but he's just also nothing in the film.
No,
he's a little better than Hans because there's actually a character there. I will give you that. But he's about as effective as Hans.
Yeah. I think they were thinking we're doing Red Grant again, but it's just like, well, look, Hans didn't say anything at all. How about we get this guy to be talking and all that stuff? And he's a biathlete, which I remember Rooster Teeth Red versus Blue when they did like the Olympics PSA. And isn't a biathlete just a James Bond villain?
Yeah, pretty much. Like even his physical strength, which, holding the motorcycle over his head and throwing it, some people might want to give him a little bit of a prop for that. I can't, because there are so many others that have that strength and do something else with it. He doesn't even hit Bond. The motorcycle doesn't even come close to hitting him.
He's just pissed off and just
he just
steroid rage.
Whatever.
It must not be let out of your sight, Apostis.
Oh, mine, Herr Christados. Where are we going?
We will take the ATAC to St. Cyril's.
St. Cyril's. I'll arrange the pickup.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know who this guy is.
This guy actually does have a name in the film because Columbo says it, because he's the guy that goes to the edge of the cliff and tries to knock Bond off the cliff.
Apodus. Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki.
Okay. I believe it.
I look at Christophsis and it says henchman and associates. And it's like, oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, and I just think of him as not Adam Driver, because that's what he looks like to me. He looks
he does kind of look like. Oh yeah, he does look like what somebody kind of Adam Driver-ish. Okay, not really much to say to him.
I put him at least in D tier just because he kicked Bond off the side of the cliff and gave us one of the most epic stunts in the series.
Okay,
Charles Dance.
Klaus is Charles. I mean, there's not much to say about Klaus other than, hey, Charles Dance in an early role.
can I even justify putting him slightly above just because of the actor? I don't know.
Look, we talked when we talked earlier about the Rock's grandfather. This was that other scenario I was telling you about.
Yeah, okay. If I put that guy in D tier, Dance at least deserves D tier. I'll give you that.
And he had kind of a memorable death because that's when Bond, like, that was probably one of the few times in James Bond where, like, throughout all the movies, this is probably the closest James Bond was pretty much dead to rights. When Locke's got him freaking has him held up
on the back by a harpoon.
Yeah, I forgot just it's Charles Dance.
Yeah,
give it.
If I put the Brawler in D, I got to put Dance in D. Yeah,
no, I put him in C. Sorry.
No, I can't go C.
Okay, that's fine. I'll put him back in D. One thing to quickly say, Charles Dance would make an excellent main villain for James Bond.
Oh, he would be stellar. He would be so stellar as a Bond villain. This next guy, does he have a name?
Henchman Shark Victim.
What about him?
Yeah, I can't even say much about him.
You don't have it. I don't have it.
Okay, now this one's kind of the weird one. General Gogol.
Because Gogol to me is not a villain. He's an ally. But for the sake of For Your Eyes Only, I can understand why people consider him a villain for that film.
Yeah, because this is probably his most antagonistic against Bond, and even then, he straight up admits, like, "Look, we had nothing to do with it, but hey, if it shows up on the market, hey, you can't blame us."
To me, Gogol is not a villain, so he shouldn't be on the list. But I don't want to put him in with the bottom tier with all these people. So,
well, that's why I have not a villain on here.
Yeah. Okay. So I might put him in there because he technically qualifies as the not a villain, but let me make it very clear for anybody that's gotten this far into the video and watching this. Gogol is one of my favorite Bond allies.
Yes. No, there's no doubt on that one. There's a reason he kept showing up in these dang movies. He was likable.
Yes. When I get to the Bond allies video, he will be fairly high up. I don't know exactly where he'd be. I think I know who my number one is.
Top 10 at least.
But at least top 10. Gogol's got to be there. But as a villain, he technically counts for Your Eyes Only. That's why he's on this list. But if I was doing this by myself and trying to limit myself so I didn't have to do 200 entries, yeah, he wouldn't even be on here.
No. No, so...
You walk in a room, a woman can feel the heat.
All right, so let's end part one talking about Never Say Never Again. I'm sorry, folks. I know some people really like this movie. I don't. I've tried and tried and tried and tried. It just does not grab me.
I am Supreme Commander of Spectre, the Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion.
Max von Sydow as Blofeld.
Wasted potential.
Max von Sydow was a brilliant actor. I loved him in so many roles. Oh my gosh, even in some bad stuff like Needful Things when he's the freaking devil, he has one of the greatest quotes. Oh Jesus Christ, the young carpenter from Nazareth, I know him well.
Yep.
That quote's terrifying.
Which is funny because of course Sydow played Jesus Christ. In The Greatest Story Ever Told. So there's that.
And then, of course, him playing chess with the devil in that Swedish film he was in, which was like one of his early claims to fame. I forget the name of that film, though.
Yep. Okay.
But
I can't put him in F tier.
No, D. He's got to be a D, though.
Yeah, but he's high D to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a total waste.
It's a waste of a great actor.
Do you lose as gracefully as you win?
I wouldn't know. I've never lost.
Yeah.
And then Klaus Maria Brandauer, he's a main point of contention with me with people that like Never Say Never Again because they will hold him up.
I like him in as Georges Danton in the French Revolution miniseries. He's in that one a few years later. That had Sam Neill as Lafayette and had Christopher Lee as the guillotine guy. I forget the guy had a very infamous name.
Yeah, but Rendauer, actually, this is neither here nor there. He was supposed to play Captain Ramus in The Hunt for Red October.
Ooh.
And then that got taken over for Sean Connery.
Oh.
Yeah. Klaus. His version of Largo, I've never liked.
No.
I don't think he has that much dimension to his villainy. I know he's supposed to be crazy masked with civility, but the thing is that, like, I don't even particularly see his over-the-top moments as that over-the-top for a Bond villain.
No, not really.
Yeah, no, I've never liked this portrayal of Largo, and this is our list, but, you know, make your case if you want to. I don't want to put him in F.
I have, like I said, I've not seen Never Say Never Again fully, so, but again, I really have to put him in D.
I've never liked him.
He didn't do anything that outshines, who played Largo in Thunderball? I forget his name.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. The Thunderball version of Largo is better.
The greatest rapture in my life was afforded me in a boat in Nassau by Fatima Blush. Sign, James Bond, 007.
This is where we'll definitely have a difference, though. This next one. Oh, my gosh. Fatima Blush.
I mean, maybe. I mean, give me your opinion, because I know where I put her.
Barbara Carrera, oh my gosh. Her version, oh, Lord have mercy. It's the prototype to Xenia Autotop. I will hold myself to that one, and I would put her almost in A. She's going B for me at least, but oh my gosh, she should be an A because of just how crazy she is.
So we don't actually differ as much as you think we do on this one. I would put her in A tier.
Wow.
That's how much I like this character. Yes, she is taking the same archetype from Fiona Volpe, and unlike Helga Brandt, she's actually doing something different with it, making it fun. And here's the main credit I'll give to Barbara Carrera in that film. I think other than the return of Connery, she is the reason to watch Never Say Never Again.
I completely agree. She just is having a blast. Quite literally, she blows up one guy.
It's so much fun. Well, she blows up quite a few things. But part of what makes Never Say Never Again hurt a whole lot to me as a film is that after Fiona Volpe dies in Thunderball, there's still a lot of things to like about Thunderball. You know, you take Fiona Volpe out, okay, she's one of your brightest shining stars, but there's more to the film. Never Say Never Again, once you take Fatima Blush out, I might as well turn off the film.
Yeah.
That's the last great thing in the movie to me.
Have you missed a Bond? Let's try again.
And last one for this part we're doing.
Count Lippy.
Played by the great Pat Roach.
Yes, played by Pat Roach. Where did we put the other Count Lippy?
Let's see. Double checking. We put him in D.
Did we put him in D tier?
Yeah, because see there he is right there.
Yep, here he is. I would almost go with C tier because his fight is actually pretty solid.
No, I take it back. Yeah, I think he definitely is C. And it's Pat Roach, man.
Yeah, I don't want to do it just because it's the actor.
True.
The actor would only let them out of F tier. But C tier, I mean, his fight, it's not quite as good as Peter Frank's, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun, that fight. So that's two things Never Say Never Again does better in the casting department than the original Thunderball.
Yeah, I would fully agree on that one.
All right, so that is the end of part 1 of the Villain Tiers ranking. We've gotten through most of the classic era of Bond, and we still have yet to go through all the modern villains, which we will get to in part 2